Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel where we talk Kanye West. We've got some really awesome, exciting news today for all Kanye fans. The only piece of exciting news we don't have, the only real bummer, is that Chris isn't here and you're stuck with me. Uh, I believe Chris has bronchitis, which I don't know if you know anything about bronchitis, but it makes it difficult to speak. So obviously he cannot be here, and I am going to do my best to fill the gap, to pick up the slack, to put out 5 videos in a day like Chris has. I don't know how he does this, how he has the energy to do it. He's a robot who's been programmed to speak Kanye for hours on end. But I'm going to do my best to fill in today because we have amazing news, as you can see here on the screen. New artwork for the incoming new Kanye West album, Donda. It actually is called Donda. We're actually going to get it. It doesn't seem real, and it won't be real until it happens. I mean, as a Kanye fan, I'm seasoned in this department. I know how we don't get a lot of the things Kanye promises us. I was supposed to get a brand new album on the day of my wedding 2 years ago. I was supposed to get Yandi. It didn't happen. But you know what? Things are looking good. I'm really optimistic. And especially if we're getting from multiple sources here, we're saying like we're getting this album artwork, like it's happening. And it's just so exciting. We're going to go a bit through the artwork here and learn a little bit about it. On first glance, I think it's really cool. It's the kind of abstract, artsy, creative thing I like. But of course, it came out and we were like, who made this artwork? Like, what does any of it mean? We found out pretty quick. Album artwork is by Louise Bourgeois. I know how to say that in French. And of course, maybe you were like me, like, who is Louise Bourgeois? And I started investigating, went to the Wikipedia article, which is where you can find most information about anything or anyone. French-American artist, known for her large-scale sculpture and installation art, Bourgeois was also a prolific painter and printmaker. She explored a variety of themes over the course of her long career. God, these little pop-ups, including domesticity and the family, sexuality and the body, as well as death and the unconscious. I can see Kanye relating to all that, especially the domesticity and the family, thinking about his recent divorce from Kim and just knowing how much of Donda will be wrapped up in the album. It's called Donda after all. And as we know from the listening party, there's like a track where he says Donda's name is said multiple times. The album is split up in different parts where Donda's name is mentioned, or you hear dialogue from Donda. So obviously it seems to be related to a lot of that. And we also have this tweet from the Yeezy Zone. Louise Bourgeois made art to work through the trauma of losing her mother at a young age. This is why Kanye chose his art to be the cover for Donda, which I actually think, you know, his relationship with Kim has to be mixed up within that as well. Because even though you're divorced, you still have a lot of kids and you still ideally want a congenial relationship with your ex-wife. And it'll be interesting to see how all of that works into the themes and ideas Kanye will be exploring on an album called Donda. I did a little bit more research on Louise Bourgeois. She's got these cool spidery looking things, which apparently, I saw Chris post about this on Twitter. It comes from the movie Enemy, or it doesn't come from the movie Enemy. It's that her art is featured in the movie Enemy. I don't know if any of you have seen it. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal, directed by Denis Villeneuve, and or is it Denise? No, it couldn't be Denise. That's crazy. Dennis. And I did a little research on that, and there's a shot in the movie where the spider is towering over a city. And I found this article from radicalartreview.com. One shot in particular paints the city as this mindscape. I assume they were talking about the mindscape in the previous paragraph. As a separation between the two blurs, Adam and Anthony go to visit his mother, who appears only once in the film. As the scene ends, we cut to the city. A giant floating spider is now towering over it. The spider evokes Louise Bourgeois' Mammon. Let's go ahead and click that. So maybe it was just inspired by her, and you could see the spider sculpture she has here. Much of her work Images that traditionally evoke fear, sadness, and trauma are associated with the ideas of tenderness and intimacy. In dream theory, the spider often recalls a strong mother figure, but also as a weaver of life, the figure of the mother par excellence. So you could see how how Kanye would be drawing inspiration from Louise Bourgeois and chose this painting from her for the album cover art. And we had some follow up on this. We know this has to be the cover art of the. Gotta look in the camera. Chris is always looking at the camera. He's good at this stuff. I'm an amateur. That Casey Pluto even posted about the cover art here and about the listening party, which is going to be on Thursday in Atlanta. Super hyped. Still hoping for an invite. We'll see. I didn't get to go to the private listening party, but I don't know. Maybe Kanye will save me a seat near him at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But we can see here that Kanye came across the spider, one of Louise Bourgeois' spider statues, when he was in France with Irina Shayk. And we had more follow-up on this from the Yeezy Zone again, man of the hour here. He surely found it in the city of, God, I looked up how to pronounce this before, and I already forgot. Ice in Provence, something like that. It's in the south of France, and I guess a lot of her work is featured in that city, Louise Bourgeois. And this is really cool photo. This is rad as hell. I actually wonder if this is the exact same one from this photo, just at a different angle and like with better color and some photoshopping done, or with a better camera. But yeah, that looks really awesome. And I really dig that Kanye's channeling this energy. It's not just like, I mean, it's an album called Donda. It's going to be very sentimental and emotional. But Kanye's also in a strange place now. He's somebody who kind of exists on the fringe. He always does something that's controversial and a little more in your face. And I really like the creepy yet like comforting energy of something like this. It reminds me a lot of David Lynch, who I'm a huge fan of. This looks like something you would see in one of his movies, especially as I was looking through all of her strange sculptures that she's done. Like, this kind of stuff all reminds me of Lynch. And we know that Kanye is a fan of David Lynch. David Lynch was planning to make the Blood on the Leaves video. So it's not surprising to see Kanye channeling an aesthetic like that. But at the end of the day, this is all the information we really have. Like, this is supposedly the album artwork. We're supposedly getting a listening party on Thursday. There's supposed to be tickets put up soon on Ticketmaster. Although we don't have a link yet. As soon as we get that, I'm going to make a video. And we will supposedly get the album on Friday. There's a lot to think about in the meantime, like what the album could be doing in terms of Donda, thematically, ideally. We've seen a lot of posts from people who were at the private listening party. It's hard to get a real sense of what exactly the album's about. The album sounds like I saw that it was Kanye's most adventurous album sonically yet, which would be pretty insane for it to be more adventurous than something like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy or Yeezus. So as far as the sound, it seems like it sounds good. But for what we do on our show, on our podcast, Watching the Throne, we're really interested in like digging into the album's ideas and themes and how this represents the next step for Kanye as both an artist and a man, as a father, as somebody who's trying to be a cultural leader. So it'll be interesting to see how Donda fits into all that and how she represents whatever is next for him as he moves on from married life and goes into whatever the next step is. We're really interested to talk about it on the show. If you enjoy the YouTube channel, or at least if you enjoy Chris, maybe you don't enjoy me. Chris is here most of the time. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us get noticed by other people, and we can spread the good word of Kanye to more people, which, hey, you want to help with, right? And please listen to our podcast, Watching the Throne, available anywhere you can get podcasts. Basically, each episode we pick a Kanye song and we talk about it to death. Right now we're covering 808s and Heartbreak, and we have a few songs left, but I'm going to go ahead and guess through a combination of A, Chris's bronchitis, and B, the new Kanye album dropping soon. we might be putting 808s on hold for a second. But as soon as we get through 808s and this new Kanye album, we will then be moving on to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Yeezus, and The Life of Pablo, all of which had seasons in the past on our show, but we had really bad quality then. So bad audio quality. We've decided to redo all of those episodes, and we're just better at analyzing Kanye songs at this point. So the episodes are better. If you're looking for a real deep dive from a couple of Kanye nerds, that's what we provide. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching and putting up with me. I'm doing my best to, step into Chris's shoes here and provide some good analysis. Chris is the GOAT of that kind of thing. I'm just trying my best, so I appreciate you all sticking with me. Stay wavy, keep it loopy, and God, I hope that album comes out this Friday. Please.